They called him an outlaw, wouldn't fit the mold, wouldn't sell his soul, couldn't be controlled. Truth on his lips, fire in his bones. Walked into the darkness and started taking souls back home. They called him an outlaw, hanging on a tree. Thought they put an end to him at Calvary. 3 days later, death had to set him free. Now the outlaw king still setting captives free. Still setting captives free. Yeah. Born with a bounty, king wanted him gone. Before his first breath, there was blood on the lawn. No palace to inherit, no army to command. Just a carpenter's son with the kingdom in his hands. Touched the lepers, sat with thieves, ate with the people religion wouldn't receive. Walked through Samaria, shattered centuries of hate built up by pride and hypocrisy. The scholars missed him, fishermen saw. The experts stumbled over grace and law. The builders threw away the cornerstone, never knowing he become the rock they stand upon. Flipped the tables, drove corruption out. Called wolves by name, left no room for doubt. Whitewashed tombs looking holy for the crowd. Dead men's bones underneath the outward shroud. Never broke the law, he broke the chains. Never sinned once, but he changed the game. Never chased applause, never sought fame. Just came to reveal why the Father came. They called him crazy, they called him possessed, they called him dangerous, but every demon knew exactly who he was. They called him an outlaw, wouldn't fit the mold, wouldn't sell his soul, couldn't be controlled. Truth on his lips, fire in his bones. Walked into the darkness and started taking souls back home. They called him an outlaw, hanging on a tree. Thought they put an end to him at Calvary. 3 days later, death had to set him free. Now the outlaw king still setting. Outside the camp, outside acceptance, outside religions, counterfeit repentance. Outside the city gates, they let him away. Never knowing outside the camp he make a way. See, Rome couldn't use him, religion couldn't own him, politics couldn't move him, culture couldn't clone him. Everybody wanted Jesus on their side to lead, expose the idols they were hiding inside. Called him demon possessed while demons fled. Called him a blasphemer while he raised the dead. Called him guilty while Pilate washed his hands. Called him weak while creation obeyed his command. See, the cross wasn't failure, it was war. Every nail was kicking in hell's front door. Thought they stripped him naked in his darkest hour. Didn't know the same cross stripped hell of power. Death spent centuries collecting every soul. Every king, every kingdom, every rich man stole. Then Jesus stepped inside the grave without sin, and death signed a warrant it can never rescind. Now the tomb's empty, the stones rolled back, the keys changed hands, and death ain't never getting them back. The lamb became the sacrifice, the lion claimed the victory. Mercy met justice, grace met truth, love met wrath, and the grave lost. They called him an outlaw, standing all alone, rejected by the systems built of flesh and stone. The stone the builders rejected now sits upon the throne, and every kingdom of this world will bow before his own. They called him an outlaw, but heaven knew his name. King of kings, forever gonna reign. Death lost his power, hell lost his claim. Nothing's been the same since the outlaw came. Religion said, crucify him. Rome said, bury him. Hell said, we got him. 3 days later, the stone rolled away. The grave gave him back. The keys changed hands, and Jesus said, I am the living when I die, but look, I am alive forever and ever, and I hold the keys of death and the grave.